Now the question is, I think when we developed array programming C and C++, at that time, when we declare an array, it is treated as word array variable. Java tells that it is not variable, it is a reference, because in case of Java, array is a class. They ask me the question that developing an array program in C and developing the array program in Java, is it similar or different? It is different. In case of C, when I declare an array, at that time I am able to construct that array also in that line. I can specify the size of the array. But Java tells, in Java case, array is a class. So at the array declaration time, you never specify the size of the array. Now see what it tells here. They ask me the question, can you justify that when I declare an array, is it an array variable or it is an array reference? Now question is, how as a programmer you will justify that? See, what I can do, it is very simple to elaborate. Take an example, I write here, public class, that is test is the class, fine. I just enter into the main area. Here is the public, there is static, here is the void main. What I can do here, I just pass, there is a string, fine. That is, I entered into which area? That is main. Now I write here int xi. Now question is, in this area, when I declare an array, is it called as an array variable or it is called as an array reference? That is the main area where we face the problem. You just stick in your word, it is not a variable. It is X is array reference, because in Java array is a class, so it is not a variable, it is an array reference. And you know that a reference never goes the data, reference always goes word address. Next line I write X is equal to, there is new int, I pass here, there is 1. I am constructing an array where I fix the size of the array is good, 1. You know that memory management, everything, you know, in my previous example, I already showed you that. When I declare an array and ask is a local reference, X occupy the memory from stock. X is good, array reference upper type, int type. Next line. I write the X is equal to new int. Here you see, I construct an array. When I construct an array, it will occupy the memory from its area. Now, what actually happens here? What is the size of the array? Array size is 1. That means how many elements it can hold? Only one element it holds. If the base address is 1010, fine. The base address of the array is assigned to X, X point to this area. But you know that at the array construction time, it is initialized by default value. What is the default value of it is 0. Now, next line, what it does. I just write there is a system, here is the out println, here is it. When I pass here x0, here is it. Can it tell what's the value is? Ask for the memory concept, ask for the diagram, ask for the memory management, ask for the theoretical concept. I try to justify that at the array construction time, the array elements are initialized by which value? Default value. Now, I go to the next term. What is my next term? Initialization. I just initialize the array elements by 11. This is initialization. It is already 0. Now I change it to what? 11. Now I just do one thing. That is, I did another job. System dot out dot. That is the print element. Once I can pass here. That is the xt. After initialization, what it print? 11. Next, I just write here. That is call method. I call the call method. And when I call the call method, I pass here x. Now my question is, you already know a term, call by value and call by reference. It is a reference. Here you see, x is the, in case of Java particularly, in x is what array reference. It is not variable. If x is the variable, that holds the data. But x is the reference. What is the reference hold? Is it about the data or the address? It will be the address. You know that when we use call by reference, that value can be manipulated. Now here you see, after I use this thing, another time I write system dot out dot println. Here you see. When I pass here xt. Now the question is, what here the value is that I have to explain you. Now that is the end of the thing. Getting? Now yet I am not defining which method call. I am just calling the call method. Here you see, here what I did, I call the method. I call the method, but the method yet not defined. I have to define it. What I can do here, I have to define the method static void, that is called. You try to understand what the parameter I have to pass here. Here I pass what array reference. I just write here, that is int AAR. Now my question is, at the definition time, is the parameter matched with argument? Yes. My argument is x. X is of what type? Array reference of what type? Int. My parameter is of what type? AA. A is the array reference of what type? Int. You know that the parameters are the local variable, your EC. As it is a local variable or local reference, it also occupies the memory from start. At the calling time, I pass x. At the destination time, I pass AA. Both are array reference of what type? Int. Now, what happens here? X value is assigned to what? AA. What did it contain? 1010. Is it point to the same array or different array? Same. Because calling time I pass x, definition time I pass AA. Both are array reference of what type? Int. You know that parameter match with argument. They are reference. Reference never want the data. Reference word address. Now both point to the same array. When they point to the same array, here you see. If I write here AA0 plus plus. Now my question is, when I write AA0, AA0 is what? The same element 11. A0 point to the same element, that is 11. 11 plus plus, what the value is? 11. It is the most increment, fine. Now when it is 12, what you see? After calling this method, when it moves to the next line, system out return x0, is it print 11 or print 12? It print 12. So as it is a reference, as it holds the address, the value is reflected. If it is not a reference, the value never be reflected. So stick in your word. In case of Java, array is a class. And as you know that, as array is a class, and variable of class type is called as reference. And what the reference hold? Is it hold the data or hold the address? It will hold the address. This term, in case of any language, is called as call by reference. So remember, call by reference case, value is reflected. So it is a simple example through which I justify that when I declare an array, it is called as array reference. So stick you loaded. You tell that Java is different from C and C++ in case of array. Java case, when we develop an array program, we are bound to follow how many steps? 3 steps. Array declaration, array construction, and one is called array initialization. Thank you.